Midweek softball here from Knoxville, Tennessee. An absolutely beautiful Tuesday afternoon for what should be a thrilling in-state battle. Number one, Tennessee Lady Volunteers in the midst of a homestand, welcoming the Belmont Bruins, where you're going to see two of the top pitchers in the NCAA. Andy Brock and Riley West, former Lady Vol, with you. Riley, let's start with Tennessee, 19-0. Obviously, unanimous number one for the third straight week. They won 5 games this past week at the Tennessee Invitational.
Andy, they're firing on all cylinders, starting with their pitching staff and Carlin Pickens throwing that high heat 79.4 miles per hour, the world record for the fastest pitch ever thrown. And then their defense is absolutely clutch, as well as their batting in the box.
Third best start to program history. Definitely going to be tested, though, today with this Belmont team. They come in 13-5. A strong start for the Bruins. Again, they also are coming off a 5-0 weekend at home last week.
Coach Matthews said that their offense was not where she wanted to see, but then this upcoming weekend, their homestead, they got better, and they were finally having those free swings and doing anything they could to get on base.
Yeah, 5 wins last week at home where they outscored opponents 32 runs to 10. They've also got a pair of wins against top 25 SEC teams. A Belmont team that went to a regional for the first time ever as a program last year. And it just feels like they reload again this year, return a lot of key parts.
And they return, like you said, one of the best pitchers in the country, Maya Johnson. We'll talk about her on the bottom half of this inning, but they just rally behind her and everything that she's been through.
For Tennessee, it's Carlin Pickens in the circle. They turn to their ace for this Tuesday midweek. Everything that you could say about a star pitcher, you've already heard about Carlin Pickens. Back-to-back All-American status, back-to-back SEC Pitcher of the Year honors. 2 straight pitches, she will blow past Emily Kuntz in the leadoff spot for Belmont. For Pickens, this is start number 6 of her senior year. Oh, 2, Kuntz tried to check her swing. Appeal down, she went around. Strikeout number 1 for Carlin Pickens.
Carlin Pickens picking up where she left off from the weekend with a strikeout. The first time around, Carlin Pickens really just hits spots and throws hard, and this time she just goes down on Kuntz, doesn't even have to throw a strike to get the strikeout.
The numbers are fantastic for the senior from Weaverville, North Carolina. First pitch to Riley Spindler, slapped over to the left side. Rutan from third makes the play for out number 2.
That's an efficient out by Pickens, going right at Spindler. And Maddie Rutan has been so smooth on third base this year. That was a chopper right into her glove, but Tennessee's defense has really had their pitchers back.
Tennessee pitching staff that leads the NCAA in team ERA. It's a staff approach, but obviously the tip of that spear is Carlin Pickens.
And Coach Weekly told us that any one of their top pitchers could probably go to another school and be a number 1. So it says a lot about them that they want to be on this staff with Carlin Pickens and competing against her.
Numbers as a staff off the charts, just 10 runs allowed in 13 games. They've only allowed more than 1 run once, and it was on Sunday against App State. Mountaineers gave them a tough battle. Heater from Pickens, 75 on the radar. And a 1-2 count for Nicole Hughes. One, 2, strike 3 swinging. Pickens' 68th punch out of the season, and it's a quick 1-2-3.
Carlin Pickens using her best pitch, that fastball on the inside corner, going right at Hughes and not having a chance.
Bottom of the first here in Knoxville, just underway for this in-state matchup between the Lady Vols and the Bruins. Just saw Carlin Pickens quickly go 1-2-3. We mentioned this is one of the best pitching matchups we might see all season. Belmont, their ace, Maya Johnson, will be in the circle for this midweek.
Maya Johnson's numbers are off the chart, but those numbers don't describe things that she's had to go through off the field. We'll get into it a lot throughout this game, but in the fall, she had to go through chemotherapy to help with her lupus, a condition that she's been dealing with since her sophomore year of high school. And Coach Matthews for Belmont told us that it's only made her tougher on the mound.
Yeah, one of the more inspiring and impressive stories in collegiate sports right now, and she's at the top of her game when she's in the circle. One of the best in the nation. She leads the country with 115 strikeouts. It's unreal.
She has just about every pitch in that toolbox. She's obviously coming off the left side, so a little bit different than how you normally see right-handers. And she works predominantly that curveball, but also has a phenomenal screw that can go into left-handed batters and then go away to right-handed batters.
For a third straight week, she is the Missouri Valley Conference Pitcher of the Week. She's had 12 or more strikeouts in every start this season. That 0-2 off the mark to Sophia Knight, who leads off this Tennessee lineup.
Sophia Knight had a phenomenal weekend, almost hitting video game numbers over 500. And her job is to just see as many pitches as possible, and then as well as look at the defense, find a hole, and then place that ball in the hole, as well as passing that information to the rest of her lineup.
Yeah, Knight is 9th in the country in total average, 550 hitter, and that's second in the SEC. Looking to set the tempo against the tough Maya Johnson. Your approach has to change, Riley, when you know you've got as good of a pitcher in the circle as Maya Johnson. Same for Belmont with Carlin Pickens.
For both of these pitchers, you have to find a pitch that you know you can hit and sit that pitch. You're not going to have success every single at bat 1 through 9, so you want to pass the information to the next batter, but once you figure out your plan, you have to sell out on that plan.
A couple of good foul-offs from Sophia Knight. 6 pitches thrown from Johnson in this first AB. Two slapped and off the glove of Vanderwood into left field, so Knight is aboard to lead off the inning.
This game has the makings of being a pitcher's duel, and that means you have to put pressure on the defense and take advantage of mistakes. This time, Sophia Knight, just a hard slap to shortstop Vanderwood, made it a tough play. Vanderwood got the in-between hop, and on a play like that with the speed of Sophia Knight, you have to charge it, go get the short hop, so you play the ball and the ball doesn't play you.
14th straight game for Knight in which she has gotten on base. That'll go down as an error on Vanderwood at short. And that's just the level of play that Knight has brought out of the transfer portal from Boise State, being able to set the table right away.
And there was some thoughts that there might be a hole or two in this Tennessee offense, but that pickup by Coach Weekly to get Sophia Knight. She mentioned that Sophia Knight has so much joy when she plays and has great relationships with her teammates, but what's been most impressive is her coming into this program and knowing from day one that she can compete at this level.
Led the nation in hits last season with Boise State. Great 2-year career with the Broncos. One of 3 gets out of the portal for Karen Weekly and her team this year. That is a foul tip, so Knight will have to move back to first. It'll be a first AB today for Ella Dodge, and she's coming off of a fantastic weekend at the Tennessee Invite. Her first week at home in what is now her redshirt sophomore year, had 2 home runs and 11 RBIs in 5 games.
Coach Weekly told us that she steps up in the biggest moments, and that's when she has some of her best swings.
Thought about that offering from Johnson, lays off. 2-2 count. So far we've seen the first 2 for Tennessee really make Maya Johnson work in raising up that count. A couple of foul balls as well. Dodge fouls that one away.
already to start in this game compared to this previous weekend. It seems like the Tennessee Lady Vols are really aggressive with pitches over the plate, and in Karen's post-game meeting after the weekend, that's what she wanted to see. So it seems like they're taking that approach and really implementing it to start this game.
Up in the air. Third base way just gets out of play, so Dodge will hang around for another one. It was 5 wins for Tennessee this past weekend. They outscored teams 30 runs to 5, but it wasn't all smooth sailing. In 3 games, Tennessee trailed, and it took late rallies for them to win 2 of them.
Coach Weekly said that she was excited that that happened, so now they know going into SEC play that they can come from behind to win a game.
Dodge hunting for the gap. She drops it in. Knight, full head of steam, will round third and head for the plate. Tennessee, first 2 batters deliver.
This Tennessee offense is playing like this is postseason. Ella Dodge fighting off every pitch that she can, and then inside outing Maya Johnson's what looks to be a curveball in the gap. And with Sophia Knight's speed on the bases, there was no chance of getting her at home.
Ella Dodge is on fire. That's her 30th RBI. She leads this Tennessee team and is feeling very comfortable being back at home. This is Tennessee's 6th game back at home. They were away the first 3 weeks of the season, as most teams do in February. And now Gabby Leach, her first look, bunt attempt fouled away.
You have to wonder the information that Ella Dodge was just passing to Gabby Leach. You could tell she was motioning something about where to stand in the box. Maybe Ella Dodge saw something from Maya Johnson when she was up to the plate that could help the left-handed batters in this Tennessee lineup.
Leach misses on that attempt, so that's strike 2. Trying to move Dodge over. Again, runs are a premium against an arm like Maya Johnson. And 54 innings entering today, she had only allowed 5 earned runs. ERA at 0.65. Leach will poke that one away.
And you can tell with this missing bunts and that swing that Maya Johnson's spin is really hard for Gabby Leach to identify. She tried to bunt the ball that was coming in at her chest, finishing at her mask. So credit to Maya Johnson of locking back in after giving up that double to Ella Dodge, excuse me.
And Maya Johnson this season, 8 starts and 8 wins, and 2 of those came against SEC schools, Mississippi State and Georgia. Georgia team that got 8 hits off of her in 1 run, but that was it. And then Mississippi State was just domination from Johnson. Leach in play. It will move over Dodge to third. That's the first out, but a good out as Tennessee now a fly ball away from adding to their lead.
And the Tennessee dugout on that is coming out and giving Gabby Leach high fives. You could hear it immediately when Gabby Leach hit the ball, how fired up they were. And that's because their approach is all about their mindset and situational hitting. They're not relying as much on that long ball, so Gabby Leach moving a runner puts Elsa Morrison in a position to drive a run in with just 1 down.
There's a lot that gets put on you pressure-wise when you get that #1 status, and the feeling is that, you know, Karen Weekly, for how experienced she is as a head coach, she's seen every scenario. She has her team ready to handle those expectations.
And the reason Coach Weekly is such a phenomenal coach is because coaches have to evolve with the game. And the game has slowly evolved. And so she's evolved her mindset and her shift in the play. She's really focusing on the word dominate this year, and it comes from the feeling of when she was a kid and she would go in and she knew she was going to ace a test. And she wanted the girls to feel that this year, and that starts with everything that they're doing in practice.
So far, so good here in inning 1. Good energy right away from the #1 ranked team in the country. Elsa Morrison with an RBI chant. She's down 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Johnson got her swinging, a huge get, her first strikeout of the day.
Maya Johnson was just in complete control that entire at-bat, going to that screwball that goes away from a right-handed batter. She started it on the plate, moved it 1 ball, and then for the strikeout, 2 balls off.
Maya Johnson leading the country in strikeouts. That's number 116. She's had 12 plus in every outing, and that's what you come to understand and why you have to be so mature right against a pitcher like this. She's going to do her damage. Can you capitalize on opportunities? The runner on third. Taylon Holly on the ground over to second. Nicole Hughes makes the play, so the damage is just 1, but Tennessee will take an early lead. Ella Dodge delivers with the RBI double. We've played 1 inning here at Sherry Parker-Lee Stadium in Tennessee with a 1-run advantage early. Ella Dodge delivers on the offensive end, and then Carlin Pickens a 1-2-3 that kicked things off. Beautiful midweek Tuesday here at Sherry Parker-Lee Stadium. Again, Tennessee in the midst of what is a 9-game homestand with conference play on the horizon for both of these teams. Belmont here in the second will have 4, 5, 6 due up. And Riley, we kind of talked about it off air. It's just it's a big midweek in terms of in-state. You have those emotions, but 2 fantastic pitchers in the circle. Both teams feel they can win behind them. But it's crammed in between 2 very busy weekends where both teams played 5, and then conference play this upcoming week.
And this is a great preparation for the pitching that you're going to see in conference, specifically for Tennessee. On the other hand, Coach Matthews told us that these are the games that she loves to play. They're the underdog. They can play free. On paper, they're not supposed to win. And then later on this week when they're in conference, they have a target on their back. So she's really excited for this game for her team to be able to play free before they get into more pressure once conference comes.
Yeah, Laura Matthews in her 6th season as the head coach of the Bruins. That's a 4-pitch walk from Carlin Pickens. So Belmont gets their first base runner.
Carlin Pickens just struggling to find the zone right there. But Galecki, knowing that Carlin Pickens is an elite pitcher and to be able to have that eye going against 70-plus to provide a base runner with no outs, that's a clutch at bat. When elite pitchers give you a free pass, you take it.
Addie Ballsiger in, the sophomore from Pennsylvania, will take strike 1 from Pickens. Ballsiger on a 6-game hitting streak. She had her best week of the season this past week. Again, 5 games in which Belmont won at home in Nashville. Tallied 9 hits and 7 RBIs. That one straight back up the middle. Pickens blocked it with her glove over to first for out number 1.
Ballsiger just putting the ball in play. Coach Matthews told us she has high contact rate, but Carlin Pickens understanding the speed and direction. You can see right there she takes a look at the runner and understands her best play is going to be to go to one. But that's just a veteran mentality right there, knowing that she doesn't have to rush to get an out, but because the ball was hit hard to her, she has that time to go to first.
It'll be a first down for Pickens here in the second. It does move a runner into scoring position for Belmont. We'll set the table for Brenna Bloom, the catcher for the Bruins. It'll be a pinch runner for Belmont at second. Daria Haney, the senior, will take over now in scoring position.
And you can see that move by Coach Matthews of how important it is to scratch a run across. You often don't see pinch runners in the first few innings. You want to save them for the later few in case the game is still close, but both coaches understanding how valuable a base runner is right now.
0-2 to Bloom. Pickens. Rise ball a bit too up and laid off from Bloom. Brenna Bloom, the senior from Indiana, a veteran on this Bruin team. This is her 174th start. And lays off that one. She had 2 hits, 3 RBIs this past weekend. Also Morrison out to the circle after Pickens a quick 1-2-3 is now dealing with a bit of traffic, and Megan Rhodes-Smith also out.
And Carlin Pickens motioned for Coach Megan Smith to come out to the circle, and she was grabbing her right arm. You can see she might be uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's never a good sign when a pitcher calls for her pitching coach to come out and is sort of rubbing a spot on her arm.
And now the athletic trainer, Kaylee Olson, out there talking to her. Let's take a look. As soon as she threw that pitch, she definitely felt something, an immediate movement. And then as soon as she got back to the circle with the ball, she called time and motioned over.
Obviously with Pickens, she's now been through 3.5 seasons, so she's dealt with just about everything in the circle, so you leave it up to her to feel this out. But at the same time, you have to be extra cautious with a player of her caliber right before SEC play, and she just fired one in there and did not like that feel.
She shook her head immediately.
Yeah, clearly something up there, kind of the shoulder region, and Tennessee hoping that this is maybe just some soreness. Did pitch twice in the Tennessee Invitational over the weekend, and through 14 innings, had 24 strikeouts. This is obviously not what you want to see. Tennessee, though, hopefully being extra cautious, and it's just a minor speed bump.
And for Tennessee, they do have a lot of depth in the circle, understanding what they're up against with Belmont and Maya Johnson. So you do see there Aaron Newer warming up in the bullpen. But for Tennessee, just not something that they're going to be happy about, especially moving forward in SEC play this weekend.
Well, you see a lot of teams as Newer warms up. You see a lot of teams that maybe have an ace like a Pickens, and they rely on her for most of the innings. But Tennessee has done a good job setting up their staff to where they've got 3 very reliable arms. And it will be Margetko, Sage Margetko, out to the circle to take over for Carlin Pickens. Tennessee leads by a run. Bruins are threatening here in the second. They've got a runner in scoring position, forced to change hands as Carlin Pickens dealing with a bit of shoulder pain, so they turn to Sage Margetko. We resume here in the top of the second at Sherry Parker Lee. Quite the unexpected shift in this midweek. It was Carlin Pickens who tossed an inning and a third, and then all of a sudden released a pitch to Brenna Bloom. What was a 1-2 count, and then felt some uncomfortability in her shoulder. So now Sage Margetko in the circle.
Andy, definitely something you don't want to see if you're Tennessee. But going back to what we said, Tennessee has a really deep pitching staff with Sage Margetko and Aaron Newer, pitchers that Coach Weekly said could go anywhere and probably be the #1 on the staff. You just hate for a player to ever go through injury, but Tennessee rallying behind what they know can also be a dominant Sage Margetko.
Peel down to the third there. Bloom did not go around, so a full count on the way. Margetko, this is her 8th outing in the circle this year. ERA also fantastic, 0.69. That 3-2 is up high, and another walk for Belmont here in this inning. Brenna Bloom is aboard.
That's a great job by Brenna Bloom, going from Carlin Pickens 70+ in the middle of the at-bat, switching over to Sage Margetko. And then on the other hand, Sage Margetko, that's a hard position to be put in as a pitcher. Everything's going right for Carlin Pickens, and then you're on the bench, immediately get thrown into the game.
Big opportunity early for Lydia Vanderwood, the tying run in scoring position. Shortstop for the Bruins gets her first AB. A freshman from St. John, Indiana. Margetko fires in a strike there. That's also one of the key from having 3 quality pitchers in the circle, but they all 3 have different tendencies that make them tough when you go back-to-back like this.
Yeah, Sage Margetko is extremely spinny. She has a very high spin rate. She induces a lot of pop-ups and miss hits, might not have the strikeout numbers that Carlin does. But Andy, she's able to spin the ball so well and has an off speed for just about every pitch.
One will miss away to Vanderwood. Margetko in 30 innings thrown, 53 strikeouts. Strikeout numbers are fantastic. Had 14 of them in 9 innings this past week at the Tennessee Invitational. In those 30 innings, only 11 hits allowed, 3 earned runs. He's done a good job of limiting traffic on the bases. That 2-2 is punched foul. A good battle here from the freshman Vanderwood.
And Sage Margetko is coming off an injury, having surgery in the offseason, and Coach Weekly said that this is the best that Sage Margetko has ever thrown in her career.
That 2-2 will skip to Morrison. It was one of those you kind of ramped Margetko up at the beginning of the year. But she's starting to really dominate now as you hit a month into the season. At 3-2, sky high in the infield. Clark and Dodge in the area, and Dodge has it. Very productive second out.
That is a good job by Sage Margetko to go up in the zone against Vanderwood. And then Tennessee's defense and communication on that was superb. Emma Clark, the first baseman, originally going after it. And then Ella Dodge, the priority as a middle infielder, calling her off. With the sun at this point of day at Sherry Parker Lee Stadium, that's probably a better ball for Ella Dodge to go for.
Lizzie Ozum will stand in for Belmont. 2 outs and 2 on. Ozum, another freshman. This is a Belmont lineup that is sprinkled in with some veteran at-bats and then some newcomers who are hoping to make a big impact here in year 1.
And Coach Matthews said that last year they had a phenomenal year. And a lot of those veterans coming back, those sophomores, they don't even play like sophomores. They're playing like veterans and leading this team, cool, calm, and collected.
Fouled away. Belmont 41 wins a season ago. They won the Missouri Valley Tournament and got to play in their first regional in program history in Tuscaloosa. Returned 5 all-conference players from that year. Belmont picked first to win the Missouri Valley this year. Again, strong start, 13 wins, a pair of top 25 wins. They're seeing a lot of good teams before conference play. That 1-2 froze Ozum, and Marjetko strands a pair.
Sage Marjetko coming in and getting it done with that off speed. She just pulled the string on that one, Andy.
Her first strikeout, and Tennessee holds on to an advantage after 1.5. Bottom of the second here in Knoxville. Tennessee leading by a run, 6-7-8. Due up this inning for Tennessee, who plated a run in their first trip up. Significant challenge today with Maya Johnson in the circle, but a Tennessee team that is off to their 3rd best start in program history. They have shown a lot of maturity, and when facing big-time arms, they showed that in the Shriners Clearwater tournament second week. They were building quite the resume going into conference play.
And Andy, the way that their dugout is fired up and the at-bats that they had the first inning, you almost get a sense that they're treating this like SEC play or potentially a regional there in postseason. They're really hunting specific pitches against Maya Johnson. You could see from the left-handed side of the box that they were trying to inside out or go with that outside pitch away.
Kenzie Butt will lead off this inning, sophomore from Garden Grove, California. One of 2 transfers with Sophia Knight from Boise State. Freshman All-American last year. Offensively, her numbers are really good. 394 hitter, 4 home runs, and 16 RBIs. Is not consistently in the lineup every day, but when she is, has a loud bat that they can rely on.
For Mackenzie Butt to not always be in the starting lineup, it tells you a little bit about this Tennessee offense and how much depth that they have. Coach Weekly told us that when she's not in the lineup, she says okay, is extremely selfless, and then when her number is called, she is ready.
At 2-2, swung on and missed as Johnson gets her second K, sits down Butt.
Maya Johnson gave Mackenzie Butt just a little bit of everything during this at-bat, and then went right back to that screwball, but this time adds a little upspin on it for the strikeout.
Emma Clark steps in for the first time. 1 out and no one on. The Tennessee first baseman, Clark, sophomore from Cleveland, North Carolina, building on what was significant playing time as a freshman last year.
Emma Clark was one of those players when we asked Coach Weekly who has another level that they can reach. One of those names was Emma Clark. She said that she can tell based off her bat speed how locked into her plan and approach she is, and wants to see higher bat speed and more free swings from her.
Swung through that one. 271 average so far in 18 starts to begin the year. This is definitely the time of year. If you're a coach, you're starting to whittle down your lineup as you get into conference play and solidify. And Tennessee still has some maybe conversations to be had as they go into SEC play.
Yeah, Coach Weekly has a lot of decisions on who she wants in that starting lineup. She has a few moving pieces, but she did say that this year compared to the previous year, people are more comfortable in the position she's has them in. They haven't moved around as much.
Shrugs away that one, 2-2 count for Clark. I mean, it shows you even a unanimous #1 team, you're still in early March, you're still figuring things out, and that's the same for every team top to bottom. And fouled away, staying alive.
This is a good battle from Emma Clark going against Maya Johnson. She's relying on that screwball that's moving away from righties, and even gave Emma Clark one of the first really down balls in the game, then going back to that upspin on the outside corner. That's a great pitch by Maya Johnson, but Emma Clark being able to foul it off.
Clark waits on that pitch and drops it into left center. Base hit for Clark off of a really good battle in the box with Johnson.
Emma Clark is getting a pitch that she can work with up in the zone. She got a bit of her handle on that, probably because she's really trying to identify these pitches from Maya Johnson, so it got inside on her a little bit more, but sometimes you just have to muscle something through, get it to the outfield to get something going for your team.
Addie Rutan, her first at-bat, she swings through that one. Tennessee brought in Craig Snyder last season to work with hitting, and it changed Tennessee's philosophy a lot, and not just relying on the home run ball. Tennessee had done that the years prior, but adding in a bit more mixture of small ball, a bit more speed and base running, and that again is going to be Tennessee's identity this year. Not as many power numbers. You have the ability to do that, but we're seeing a bit more maturity over big swings.
And Coach Weekly told us that with this being the second year that some of these hitters have had with Craig Snyder, she believes that they are fully bought in. Sometimes it takes a little time to get acclimated to a new system, but this year players like Ella Dodge and Emma Clark, you can see how bought in they are to the philosophy.
Rutan lays off, the junior from Columbus, Indiana, a transfer from Eastern Kentucky. I've already seen her defensively. Coach Weekly has raved about her ability on the hot corner. Looking to get the bat going. 184 average to start the year.
Karen Weekly told us that the average is not reflective of the batter she is. She has had some phenomenal at-bats and might not have gotten the results that she's wanted, but her process is what she's most proud of.
Spent 2 years with Eastern Kentucky, was a two-way player in the circle and at the plate. That 3-2 is fouled away. Tennessee's done a fantastic job in counts against Maya Johnson. Already 44 pitches from Johnson, and we're only an inning and a third into her day. Another pitch fouled away from Rutan.
These right-handed batters for Tennessee have really got to let that ball travel in the zone against Maya Johnson. But as it's traveling, it's also moving away from her. So you really have to let the ball travel, keep that front side closed longer, and think, if I'm going for this, I'm selling out everything to right field.
That 3-2's in there. Johnson dropped it in the zone and sits down Rutan after a battle.
Maya Johnson, what a pitch. Works that screwball the entire at-bat, then absolutely freezes Maddie Rutan on that off-speed pitch. That was one of the first times she's had to pull that out all game, and it comes with later down in the lineup. So definitely something that Tennessee offense is now going to have to worry about and have in the back of their heads.
Third strikeout now for Maya Johnson, and now Bella Faw will be the last to get a peek at Johnson, the 9-hole hitter for Tennessee with 2 outs and 1 on.
And Bella Faw's job, she knows, is to turn the lineup over any way she can. Paige Weekly said her job is not to have a high slugging percentage. It's to work counts, see as many pitches as possible to turn it over to the lineup to Sophia Knight.
That's over on the ground, first base way, right at Dolecki for the 3rd out. So a scoreless second from the Tennessee offense. We're through 2. Lady Vols by a run.
Outside of softball is either binge watch shows or in summer I love to swim and kayak. Okay. I think I talk about this a lot, but my favorite move is probably like an aggressive fist pump, where I just like stare at people, especially after a strikeout, just staring down the ladder or like a little side eye. My favorite emoji is probably the smiley emoji, which I feel really long eyes because it's like a sarcastic smile. So like if it's an awkward situation, I can just send them the emoji if you know how I'm feeling, so it's like that. What's happening? I decided to come to Tennessee because of the atmosphere and the culture. You know, growing up in the Midwest, I didn't really know much about Gateway Legacy, but when I got here, I understood how special it was, not only to Eagles, but the community itself, and just following in those footsteps. It's so much deeper than just a name and a color. And every day I'm learning more and more what it means to become a Lady Bowl and why it's so important.
Two innings down, Tennessee by a narrow margin. Some twists and turns already. No sight or update of Carlin Pickens as of now. The Tennessee ace and 2-time SEC Pitcher of the Year exited the game early, dealing with some shoulder uncomfortness. Tennessee tending to her now. They have since turned to Sage Marjetko. Again, one of 3 Tennessee pitchers with 30-plus innings this year and a part of his staff that have only allowed 10 runs all year. So a positive note, you feel good about Marjetko and Newer if you're Tennessee.
And Andy, on the other side for Belmont, oftentimes if an ace comes out of the game, you might be able to have a deep breath of, okay, we don't have to put the same pressure on the defense as maybe our plan was coming in, but knowing that they have, you could say, 3 number ones with Sage Marjetko and Aaron Newer as well, you just have to shift your game plan and be able to make adjustments very quickly.
Ellen Bertucci rounds out the order for Belmont, and then back to the top. That's called strike 2, so a full count on the way. The junior Bertucci from Louisiana, making her 7th start of the season. 3-2. And that runs in and hits Bertucci. Looks like around the hand. And she'll make the trot over to first. Leadoff runner on for Belmont.
You can see a few Tennessee players throwing their hands up like she might have leaned into it, but almost looks like she's trying to commit to swing. It's hard to tell from our angle, but a base runner is a base runner, and when you're down 1-0, the first base runner with no one out, that's essential for Belmont right now.
Back to the top, Emily Cons. Showing bunt. Slap hitter pulls it back for ball 1. Cons struck out 2 Pickens in the first. Megan Rhodes Smith now back out to the circle. Speak with Margetco.
I can imagine this conversation is you have a slapper up to the bat, runner on. A slapper can't beat you with that long ball, so go right at the slapper, let your defense work behind you, and secure an out. You know you got some speed on first base, so you might not be able to get the lead runner with slapper defense. But if you're Tennessee, secure an out, and that will get you in the position to go at the next batter, Riley Splendor.
1-0 start to Cons. And flashing the bunt, fouls it away for strike 1. Obviously, you know, Margetco, for her, maybe a bit of surprise to come into this game as early as it was, but this Tennessee pitching staff, all of these pitchers have come in relief at one point or another. They have that tendency to stay ready whenever they need to jump in.
And that was one of their goals for the season for the staff. Coach Weekly told us that she wants every pitcher to feel like they can be a starter, a reliever, or come in midway through the game. So the first month of season has prepared them for moments like these.
Three-one start to Emily Cons. Margetco hit the leadoff Bertucci. Bruins looking to get 2 aboard here to start the third. Cons in the air, gonna test Leach out in right field, battling the sun, makes the play.
The sun is no fun at this time of day at Sherry Parker Lee Stadium. So Gabby Leach, immediately once that ball was put into play, she had her glove up. And that's the advantage of playing at home. You know the sun during every part of the day. But also Sage Margetco to give up a free pass with that hit by pitch and then immediately get an out.
When you were in the outfield, were you sunglasses or no sunglasses?
You know, Andy, I was sunglasses before I got to college.
Okay.
And having played for Coach Weekly, that wasn't an option.
Aha.
With sunballs, it was, you need to catch them, so put some sunglasses on.
No sunglasses for Leach out there, having to use the glove the old school way. The visor helps too. Riley Spindler will start with a 3-0 count. Top average on this Belmont team, 528 entering today.
And Sage Margetco has got behind almost every batter this inning, going to those 3-ball counts. Your Splendor, you want to hunt something right over the heart of the plate because she's got to bring it there.
That 3-0 is in there for strike 1. You know, Margetco had some moments last year where, you know, dealt with some traffic, dealt with some walks, and kind of had some highs and lows to what was her sophomore year. On the ground, slow roller. Dodge having to flip to first in time by maybe a centimeter. And that's the second out.
You can see Coach Matthews asking Splendor there first if she thinks she should challenge, but let's take a look at it. Just Splendor trying to leg it out, but Ella Dodge also, the hesitation on the out came from her trying to make contact with the runner Bertucci. So Ella Dodge needs to read the speed and direction, understand she has speed in both places, maybe her best decision isn't trying to make contact and just going and getting an out.
Yeah, Bertucci playing a bit of defense of her own, kind of getting in the way of that path. Slow enough roller for an athlete of Spindler who slap hitter and is quick down the line.
That's probably what Karen Weekly's telling Ella Dodge right now. Of get an out. You have speed, so it might not have been the right decision at that moment to try and make contact. As an infielder, you are always taught to try and make contact so it can be a dead ball and you get an out either way. Bertucci just getting in the way. Let's take a look at this and see if Spindler's safe. Andy, from our angle, it looks like her right toe is on the bag before that ball's in Emma Clark's glove right there.
Yep, great look from our Hawkeye angle. That appears to be safe. And Spindler saying, I knew it. So she'll likely, if overturned here, will be the second base runner for Belmont as the Bruins trying to get one back.
And with the rule change this year, if you challenge it as a coach and it's overturned, you now get to keep that challenge. So if it goes the way we think it might, Laura Matthews might be able to keep one of those two challenges going for the rest of the game.
After video review, the call that first base has been changed.
It is, in fact, overturned, and I think that's a good rule. If you get the challenge right, you keep the challenge. So successfully done by Belmont, as that'll go down as a base hit for Spindler. Again, leading this team in average. Tennessee now is going to go to their third pitcher of this midweek game. It'll be Aaron Newer out of the dugout for the Lady Vols, with traffic on the base paths for Belmont. Pick back up here in the third inning. 2 aboard for Belmont. And Tennessee going to the dugout for now their third arm of this game. It's going to be sophomore Aaron Newer to face Nicole Hughes.
And if you're Belmont, this is exactly the position you want to be in. 2 runners on base with Nicole Hughes in the box. Coach Matthews said that she doesn't sweat the small stuff, and that's why she's able to have great at-bats. Oftentimes when players are in the cages, they want to finish on a good one, but Coach Matthews says that Nicole Hughes will say, you know, I feel good. That might not have been the best one, but I'll get out the cage after that one.
That's what you get with Hughes and who you want in this moment. 172 career starts, team leader in RBIs. Coming off a really good week like a lot of her Bruin teammates. Hughes had 9 hits and 7 RBIs in 5 games, riding a 9-game hit streak at the moment. Hughes chased that one upstairs, and a big get for Aaron Newer, fresh into the game.
Aaron Newer coming in, shutting it down. This is an off-speed rise that she takes something off of. Nicole Hughes, being the first batter, hasn't seen anything like that all game. So Aaron Newer just working her spinny stuff.
The 10th outing for Aaron Newer this season, a sophomore from New York. 8 wins, no losses. ERA is at 0.21. It has just been a breakout start to this year for her.
Coach Weekly said that this year has been such a good start for her because she thinks that she just got tired of coming in and playing afraid to make a mistake. And this year, she's really pitching freely.
Addison Dolecki will stand in, the cleanup hitter for Belmont. It'll take a base hit to tie this game. Dolecki, .353 hitter, 10 RBIs, had 5 of them last weekend. And lays off that pitch from Neuer. 3-1 count. Neuer with a pair of starts this past weekend at home. 10 strikeouts in 9 innings. That 3-1's in there, full count coming up. And maybe one of the bigger pitches of this game so far.
And with 3-2, 2 outs, the runners are on the move on this pitch. So Tennessee defense right here has to understand that and go for the easiest out.
Fouled away. Good at bat from Dolecki, sophomore who started 24 games as a freshman last year. So a pair of sophomores dueling it out here in the third. Another 3-2 from Neuer. In the air, shallow left center. Rushing forward, Holly, she's got it, and Neuer slams the door shut. Bruins had a pair on, but nothing comes of it. Tennessee holds on to a 1-run advantage. Bottom of the third, Tennessee with a run on 3 hits. Maya Johnson and the Bruins dealing with an early deficit, but Johnson certainly settling in. She now has 3 strikeouts since allowing that RBI double from the top of this Tennessee lineup, and she'll face now for a second time this Tennessee offense. But again, Johnson numbers top in the country in strikeouts and an ERA. The redshirt senior you expect was going to settle in at some point.
Exactly, Andy. She's gotten better throughout the game, and sometimes when you're facing an elite pitcher, the best way and the right time to get after them is in that first inning before they settle in. So that's what Tennessee was able to take advantage of. But now you can see Maya Johnson, she's gone to just about every single pitch. She's learned these Tennessee batters, so you expect her to continue with that success.
Sophia Knight in the top of this Tennessee lineup due up. It was Knight and Dodge that helped generate the 1 run in the first inning. Oh, 2 start for Sophia Knight. Slapped over to second base. Hughes flip on to first, and that's the first out.
the first time through this lineup, Maya Johnson wasn't challenging the lefties inside. She was giving them pitches on the outside corner and then more over the plate, and that's why Ella Dodge was able to get that ball into the gap. That time you could see her challenge Sophia Knight, force her to hit a ball to the right side of the field.
Ella Dodge, RBI double, her first go-around, fouls that one off. Maya Johnson, a massive reason why Belmont was as successful as they were last season. An All-American, started 32 games, pitched over 200 innings, and had 366 strikeouts. So she was really just a do-it-all and was MVP of the team in the conference for that reason. Dodge showing bunt, did not pull it back. That's strike 2.
Coach Matthews told us that Maya Johnson is incredibly stubborn, and she said that because in the fall, Maya Johnson had to go through chemotherapy for her lupus. And through that, she was getting her chemotherapy treatments and then would say, well, it's Monday. Now I have to do a lift and have to throw a bullpen. And then after the bullpen, she goes and throws up, but she would constantly be working to prepare herself for season.
It's unbelievable because being a Division I athlete is already a full-time job. As she gets Dodge swinging her 4th strikeout. But you just think about the added pressure that dealing with chemotherapy and her battle adds to her plate. But again, she leads by example, right?
And Coach Matthews said that it's almost bled onto the team of when you get in that 6th or 7th inning and you feel tired, you have to think back to when Maya Johnson was going through chemotherapy and when she was extremely tired. It's 2 different type of tired. Chemotherapy is one of the hardest things that you have to go through in life. And it's given Maya Johnson a different perspective. It's given the entire Belmont team a different perspective.
Leach over to shortstop. Vanderwood has it. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Maya Johnson. She is settled into this ball game. Bruins hunting for a run. Three innings out of the way, Tennessee by a run. 3 different arms for Tennessee so far in this game. Again, if you're just now joining, Carlin Pickens started this game, and the Tennessee ace and 2-time All-American had to exit. Was dealing with some visible discomfort in her right throwing arm shoulder. Obviously a scary moment. Didn't look too much in visible pain, but clearly needed to be removed. Sage Margetko now removed for Aaron Newer. And if you're Tennessee, you have to be feeling throughout all of that to still keep Belmont without a run in the column has to be a little bit of a deep breath.
It has to be, but it's been something they prepared for throughout the entire preseason of Aaron Newer, Sage Margetko, and Carlin Pickens kind of rotating roles, whether that be one of them starting, one of them relieving, or someone coming in the middle of the game. But for Tennessee playing this game, you also have to think of how big of a distraction it is that your leader and your ace, Carlin Pickens, is out the game with the potential injury. So I've been there before when one of the star players gets hurt in a game and has to come out, and that's in the back of your mind the entire game of, I know I have this task at hand, but what's going on in the dugout? What potentially could be happening after the game?
Yeah, Carlin Pickens, a leader from performance and play, but also in terms of, you know, personality of this team and high character. Has been with the program now for 4 years, so is that spokesperson of just, you know, how Lady Vol softball goes. Obviously, no sight of her since she has left the circle. An SEC play coming up for Tennessee. They've got LSU coming to Sherry Parker Lee for 3 games starting on Friday. Top 25 matchup, LSU tied for 17th in the polls. At 2-2, Newer will set down Ballsiger.
Erin Newer, that rise ball is filthy right now. She also is taking something off of it, making it an off speed, so Ballsiger ahead of it, and also it's starting at her waist and then kind of sneaking up to that chest level. As a batter, that's one of the hardest pitches to hit because you think it's coming in and it's going to be right over the heart of the plate, and by the time you're swinging, your bat's right under it.
When you talk about last inning, Riley, Erin Newer, you know, maybe taking a more of a breath in her sophomore year, not putting as much pressure on herself to be perfect. It has to be, you know, also a positive being able to watch a Carlin Pickens work and a Sage Margetko who's been here an extra year than you, just to see how they operate and not play with the pressure where you're leading a staff necessarily. You kind of are now in terms of numbers, but you don't have all the pressure in the world with those two as well.
And that has to be one of the reasons why she was able to make that jump to playing more free. Kind of the same way that Coach Laura Matthews said that tonight was going to be fun for the Belmont team because they don't have any pressure on them. The target's not on their back. They can go into a big SEC school and try and have an upset.
Pitch fouled away from Brenna Bloom. Senior catcher reached on a walk. Her first trip up in the second. 1-2 is inside. It's matchup number 19 between Tennessee and Belmont. The Bruins have never beaten the Lady Vols. That 2-2 is in there. Newer, back-to-back Ks.
Erin Newer just using effective velocity zones throughout this at-bat. And I mean by that, she went down and in and set up Bloom for this pitch. The outside, you can see Bloom leaned over, was trying to really identify if it was going to clip that corner. But Erin Newer just hitting her spots very effectively this inning.
And Newer, 11 starts, 18 outings as a freshman last year, pitched 57 innings, gave up 19 earned runs in that time, 65 strikeouts, so the numbers have jumped up in her sophomore year. Strikeout rate not as high as Margetko and Pickens, but she's only allowed 1 run this year and just 7 hits.
And that just shows growth from Erin Newer to understand what other pitchers are on the staff and not try and compete with their numbers, but to settle in on what works best for you. And going back to what Coach Weekly told us of, she got sick and tired of going out there and pitching not to fail.
Lydia Vanderwood barely got a piece. 1-2 count. Vanderwood 0 for 1 today. No one on for Belmont here in the 4th. Newer strikes out the side. 3 punch-outs here in the 4th.
Maya Johnson is settling in on the mound for Belmont, but Erin Newer is doing the same exact thing. She's working both sides of the plate, just sneaks this one here on the inside, and then Elsa Morrison behind the plate with the frame.
Bottom of the 4th here at Sherry Parker Lee. We're starting to see why we thought this was going to be a pitching duel. Maya Johnson and Erin Newer now the ones going head-to-head. It was a pair of 1-2-3s for both pitchers last time out. Johnson went 1 through 3 in the Tennessee lineup and sent them down in order, so Elsa Morrison will lead things off for the top-ranked, unanimous #1 Tennessee Lady Vols. We were talking a lot about Johnson and her resiliency and dealing with her lupus diagnosis. That was diagnosed in high school, and a lot of the thought was that she would not play softball at this level. And it's still something she obviously has to deal with. But not only is she playing at this level, but she is playing at the highest level.
She is dominating at this level. Even with this at bat, she's just hammering that screwball in the outside corner to Elsa Morrison over and over. You can even see for Elsa Morrison, she is towing the line, looking to sell out for that outside pitch. But Maya Johnson's spin is so elite that there hasn't been a Tennessee right-handed batter that's been able to get on top of it and drive it to right field.
Morrison, chopper, third base way. Played by Spindler off the hop for out #1. Make that 6th straight Lady Vols sent down by Maya Johnson in this Belmont defense. Johnson, after an All-American status last year, in the day and age of the transfer portal, was in the portal at one point, and I'm sure fielded several pretty lucrative offers from top programs around the nation. Yet she's one of the best pitchers in the country, leads the nation in strikeouts, but she decided to take her name out of the portal, return back at Belmont, and that just goes to show her faith in this coaching staff and in this team.
Johnson described this team as a family and also wanted to get her education at Belmont. She's pursuing nursing, so to be able to do both is difficult enough. But she, like you said, Andy, came out of the transfer portal, stayed at Belmont, and has really been the leader for this Belmont team.
Huge reason why Belmont is picked to win the Missouri Valley Conference. They won the Missouri Valley tournament. Got to a regional again for the first time in program history last year. They want to get back. 1-2 count to Taylon Hawley. Missed that on the swing, but a run down to first. Almost able to get down the line. It looked like maybe she got a foul tip, but went off the mitt of Bloom. Another strikeout for Maya Johnson.
That was good heads up by Bloom behind the plate. Even if she might have thought the ball was tipped by batter Tay Hawley, just to be heads up, get on it, bare-handed, or stuck her glove on it to get Tay Hawley. But Maya Johnson is mixing more and more the second time through this Tennessee lineup. And the first time you didn't see her challenge the left-handed batters in the lineup on the inside corner. And now she has, and you can see that she's having more success by challenging them on the inside and then also making them second guess where the pitch is going to end up.
Well, Tennessee's a really good team offensively. Second time through the lineup, hitting .351 as a team. And second time through, so you're just seeing a dominant pitcher being able to do more adjustments almost.
And that's what makes elite pitchers elite, is they learn from their mistakes or they learn from the previous at-bats and they get better as the game goes along.
Johnson has just absolutely commanded counts, has been ahead in nearly every one of them. 1-2 for Mackenzie Butt, who is 0 for 1. Johnson, another strikeout, her 6th. It's back-to-back 1-2-3s for the Belmont ace. Four innings down here in Knoxville. Tennessee again holding on to a 1-run advantage. It came in the bottom of the first, but both pitching staffs have settled in. Aaron Newer still in the circle for Tennessee as the Bruins will put 8, 9, and then back to the top of the order up here in the 5th. Bruins just 1 hit on the day. They got some traffic on in the second inning with a pair of walks. They've had moments with runners in scoring position, but this Tennessee staff has done such a good job this year. Teams are hitting .068 with runners on base throughout these first 19 games for Tennessee's defense.
And that's because Coach Weekly preaches if someone gets on base, whether that be a hit, a walk, it is essential that you get the very next out. Don't let anything compile. So that's why that average is so low. And then it takes the buy-in from the staff with Aaron Newer, Sage Margetco, Carlin Pickens. Aaron Newer just going right at Lizzie Ozem in that at-bat, inducing that ground ball to first base to Emma Clark.
There has to be something as well about the way a pitcher carries himself in the circle. You could see it with Aaron Newer just in terms of freshman year to this year. There's just more of a presence in the circle.
There is. She's walking around, making that eye contact, pointing at the players around her. And then once she's pitching, she's just letting it go. Whatever happens, she has trust in her stuff.
Bertucci swinging through that pitch, a 1-2 start for the 9-hole Bertucci, who reached after being hit in the 3rd inning. 6 straight Bruins have been sat down, and Neuer makes it a 7th.
Erin Neuer just not letting her foot off that gas pedal, going right at these Belmont Bruin batters. This time just started ahead, stayed ahead, fooled Bertucci on that pitch, had a little bit of upspin, but pretty much over the heart of the plate, but not to knock how much spin Erin Neuer has on that ball.
5 strikeouts in 7 batters faced for Erin Neuer. And she'll get the top 2 in the lineup for the first time. Emily Kuntz, the leadoff Bruin, back in. She is 0 for 2 today. The Bruins have to find some way to try to break up this rhythm of Neuer. How difficult is that as an offense when a pitcher is in such a flow? Kuntz on the ground. Should be an easy play from Dodge, and that is a quick inning for Erin Neuer. Belmont cannot get to her here in the 5th. A 1-2-3 for Tennessee. Bottom of the 5th at Sherry Parker Lee Stadium. Tennessee, #1 team in the country in the midst of a 9-game homestand. They were gone all winter, February, and now enjoying what's been some spring-like weather. 5 wins over this past weekend at the Tennessee Invitational, and they're searching now for what would be win number 20 in game number 20. And they've got a 1-run slim margin, 7-8-9 due up this inning. How tough is it to play such consistent ball at, especially early in the season? It's, again, not been perfect for Tennessee, but to night in and night out, they've been the better team.
They haven't been perfect off the stat sheet. On the stat sheet, obviously being undefeated, but Coach Weekly has always had things that she wants her team to improve on. This weekend it specifically was no hiccups, be ready from the start and make adjustments quickly. And that's what she wants to see out of this lineup this time through, with Emma Clark starting them off. You can even see the difference of where the Tennessee right-handed batters are standing in the box. They're starting to toe the line, but this time I'm seeing Emma Clark is at the front of the box, and you oftentimes see that when you're facing spinny pitchers because you want to beat the break.
Clark shrugs that one away. She's got one of Tennessee 3 base hits in this game. was a single back in the second. This time, though, Maya Johnson will win the battle. That's 3 straight strikeouts for Johnson, now 7 on the day.
Maya Johnson is just so fun to watch right now in the circle. She worked in on Emma Clark throughout this at-bat and then went to a rise ball. But let me tell you, Andy, those rise balls that start kind of at your thigh area and just creep up to your waist are some of the hardest to hit and level out, because you think it's going to be a pitch right over the heart of the plate, belt high, and you think, wow, I'm going to put a good swing on this. And then as you swing, your barrel just misses it.
I think the same question I asked you a half inning ago for that third out was just when a pitcher is in such a flow like this, how as a hitter do you just try to change their mindset a little bit, get in their head?
Well, Maya Johnson, no doubt about it, is in her zone, and it really does feel like she has all the control. If I'm the Tennessee batters right now, I can't think about hitting every single pitch that she has in her toolbox. I might split the plate in half and think I'm either going to sit on the inside half or sit on the outside. Her spin is too good to be able to cover both sides. So you have to take it one pitch at a time and understand that it's going to be about your process and might not always be about your results. So having one good at bat and trying to make that 1 into 2 and just pass the bat mentality.
Maddie Rutan stand again. The count is 1-2. Fouls that one away.
That screwball coming out of Maya Johnson's hands has to be one of the most enticing pitches, because all of these right-hand batters are going for it. But from our angle, once they're starting to swing, it looks like it's pretty outside. But coming into these Tennessee batters, it must look on the plate.
We're back to the second inning. With 1 out in the second, Johnson was up to 44 pitches, and now in 3 innings time since then, it's not even been that amount. So Johnson dealt with a little bit of, wouldn't say struggle, it was only 1 run, but compared to where she's at now, she has just hit another gear.
She has, and Coach Laura Matthews told us that in previous years, that might have frustrated Maya Johnson and taken her out of her game. But this year, with the perspective change, she almost shakes it off of, that happened, let's move on now, and that's made her such a better pitcher mentally.
Rutan can't grab it. Another punch out for Johnson, make it 4 straight.
Maya Johnson is absolutely on fire right here. She goes to that off speed. She worked the entire at bat with Maddie Rutan on the outside corner and then just changes the speed on that one, works it down so it's almost impossible to get a bat on.
8th strikeout for Johnson. You saw the energy after getting that one. Just an easy player to play behind if you're the rest of this Bruin team. Bunt laid down from Bella Fall, and it's a great one. She's going to be safe. Might have beaten it out anyways. The throw sails into right.
And you can see that fired up the Tennessee offense. A lot of them coming out of the dugout with Bella Fall just going to the sneaky bunt, reading that the first baseman is back, and then just legging it out, putting pressure on the defense. And when you're facing a pitcher like Maya Johnson, you have to understand that she doesn't give up home runs. So you are going to have to do anything you can to get on base.
Bruin circling up as Laura Matthews out to the circle. And again, you got to do what you can to try to get a pitcher like Maya Johnson out of a groove. And Bella Fall did a really great job. That was about as perfect as a bunt as you could get. And she will set the table for the dangerous top of Tennessee's order. So maybe a strategy here for Belmont. How do we attack Sophia Knight, over 500 average, and then Ella Dodge, who's already hurt you today?
Yeah, if you're Maya Johnson, you have to understand the success that you have had from at-bat 1 to at-bat 2 with Sophia Knight. In that second at-bat, she forced Sophia Knight to have to swing at that inside pitch and rolled an easy ground ball to the right side. But Sophia Knight being another elite hitter in this lineup, you have to know that she's going to make an adjustment too. So this is about to be a battle, Andy.
So they did change Knight's reached on an error from back in the first inning to a single. So she is 1 for 2 today. Kind of a halfway swing there. It's fouled away as Fall was heading down for second.
That half swing came because Maya Johnson pulled the string on that changeup. She hasn't thrown very many in the game, and you can expect her to increase that number of changeup throughout the game, but just fooled Sophia Knight.
And now Knight quickly down 0-2. Knight is 13th in the country in on-base percentage, average above 500. 10 walks to just 3 strikeouts this year. She does not strike out a lot. And fouled off the screen.
On that pitch, she went back to the slap. First 2, she swung away. And sometimes slappers, you can see them go back to moving their feet. And I've never been a slapper, so I don't know. But it allows them to see the ball a little bit better, almost gives them more time to put a barrel on it.
Knight punches that one into center field, delivers with her second hit. 2 aboard now for Tennessee with 2 outs.
What an at-bat by Sophia Knight, getting behind 0-2, going to that slap from the swing away, and then just punching something through the middle. With Maya Johnson's spin, you really have to have good barrel control coming through the zone, and Sophia Knight just as good as you possibly can be on that pitch.
You can see why Knight is so difficult to deal with.
Andy, I don't know where to play her if I'm the Belmont defense. She, from one pitch to the other, swings away and then slaps. You just don't know where she's going to place it.
And now Ella Dodge, who is the difference in this game from an offensive standpoint. RBI double right away in this game. Bottom of the first, delivered Tennessee's only run up to this point.
Coach Weekly said Ella Dodge is best in the biggest moments. That's when she has some of her best swings. She is so clutch.
And that is why you pair her with Sophia Knight. Knight gets on and Dodge can deliver something into the gap or put one over the fence as she leads this team with 6 home runs on the year. Had 2 of them over the weekend.
What a swing by Ella Dodge. And you can tell with that swing, she wanted to bust this game right open. But going back to how Coach Weekly described her, she said that she just has this extreme confidence, but does not have a big ego, therefore she's able to take that criticism and evolve over time.
Count is 1-2. Dodge caught chasing. Johnson gets out of the jam. Another strikeout. She's fired up, number 9 on the night.
Maya Johnson fired up, but as she should be, going against Tennessee's top hitter, Ella Dodge, just working it down in the zone, and the double fist pump by Maya Johnson. Five innings down in Knoxville. Tennessee 1 of
A few remaining undefeateds in softball. Certainly getting tested here in this midweek as the Bruins have been within one run this entire game. Just one for the Lady Vols in the first inning. That is the difference. Right on the verge of SEC play. Tennessee certainly boasting one of the best resumes in all of softball, and they'll look to carry some momentum into the SEC stretch. Final midweek before that. Belmont will send 2, 3, and 4 to the plate this inning, and this is the part of the lineup, if you're Belmont, you circle to do your bulk of run production work.
Right here, if you're Belmont, this is where you want to have your best at-bats of the game. They've had a tough task throughout tonight, no doubt about it, starting with Carlin Pickens. Then they changed from that 70-plus to super spinny with Sage Marjetko. Now with Erin Newer, she's working with multiple speeds and a lot of upspin, so they've had to make adjustments throughout the game, but if there's one time where they really need to hone in on picking out the right pitch, this is the inning to do it.
Riley Spindler, 2-1 count. Newer pushes that one past Spindler, who is 1 for 2. She owns Belmont's lone hit. It was back in the third inning. It's her first time facing Newer. That 2-2 pushed down the third base way. Rutan knocks it down, but won't get a throw off. The deflection will allow Spindler to easily reach.
Maddie Rutan has been so clutch there at third base. Looks like they're going to take a review.
Certainly hugged the line.
I think this is a good decision by Coach Weekly, especially sixth inning, heart of their lineup. It was really hard to tell if that ball was fair or foul. Maddie Rutan just putting a glove on it. But Spindler trying to put some pressure on the defense, especially with Erin Newer and how successful she's been. That's all you can do sometimes. They're showing it here on the big screen. That's why the Tennessee Lady Volunteers are all looking out to left field.
Yeah, Karen Weekly put up her arms of celebration as if this was this was coming back. Or maybe in honor of frustration that it wasn't called foul in the first place. Let's see. So the only issue is that it's not right down the line, this look.
Exactly. We're kind of coming from an angle. We're not straight up, so it's really tough to tell. The most important part is how this call was initially ruled, and that was that it was a fair ball, so there has to be enough evidence to overturn it, and from the angle that we're seeing right now, this is a really hard decision to make, knowing that this angle is set up.
A really fun, different wrinkle to be able to have the replay as clear as day out on in the big scoreboard in left field, because both teams are watching it, and then the coaches are watching it and then saying, well, what'd you see there, umpire crew? Why did we not get that call?
I'm sure everyone but the umpires love that
No.
the entire stadium
Yeah.
can see the call, because then you get the reaction from the fans, from the coaches.
Yeah, Karen Weekly was certainly taking a look for herself. Again, this would be a great start for Belmont to put the tying run on in the sixth inning.
And especially with no outs, there's a multitude of ways that they can get Spindler around the bases and potentially tie this game up.
Crew still has not popped out. Ruling on the field is base hit single for Nicole Hughes, who's due up, who leads this team in RBIs. Here comes the Crew. And looks like it will stay as called on the field. And again, it probably comes down to the initial ruling and, was there enough to be able to overturn it? It's tough for balls down the line.
It is tough for balls down the line, and I think what made it even tougher was that Maddie Rutan did put her glove on the ball, so her body potentially blocked part of the umpire's view.
So leadoff base runner on for Belmont. Spindler is the tying run. Nicole Hughes stands in. She is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts today. Hughes, chopper to Neuer. Neuer to second for 1. Back to first. That's 2.
What a play by the Tennessee defense, stepping up big in this moment. You kind of felt like the momentum was starting to shift towards Belmont's side, but Erin Neuer just being heads up as soon as she gets this ball, she reads speed and direction, understands she has a chance to get the lead runner, and then Bella Faw, smooth as butter there at second base, able to turn that for a double play.
Textbook from Tennessee's infield, and Erin Neuer playing defense from the circle. That erases the leadoff single. 2 outs, no one on for Madison Dolecki, and that is just a brutal blow for the Bruins at the heart of their order. Now all of a sudden down to 4 final outs.
And a lot of times when people talk about Tennessee being the #1 team, they've highlighted the deep pitching staff and the clutch lineup. They haven't talked about the defense, and the defense has really been that dark horse, in my opinion.
Erin Neuer, another strikeout. She faces the minimum, the double play ball, massive for the Lady Vols in the 6th. Sun is setting here in Knoxville. It has been a beautiful evening for this in-state midweek battle. Tennessee will be looking for some insurance. It has been a tough task all night with Maya Johnson. The difference is their first 2 at-bats in the bottom of the first. And again, we felt like, Riley, that was going to be the case. You have to take advantage of these opportunities because there will be minimum opportunities.
We did talk about that, Andy. And you had a feeling if someone was going to score, it was going to be early, before the elite pitching on both sides settles in. And that's been the difference. Tennessee went right after it, which was one of Coach Weekly's goals for this Tennessee offense, was to be ready from the start and dominate that process.
Huge storyline despite the current lead as Carlin Pickens left the game after an inning and a third. Tennessee's All-American was showing signs of discomfort in her throwing shoulder. There has been no sign of her since her departure. Working with training staff, I'm sure, at the moment. And again, a huge loss, and Tennessee hoping that this is just precautionary and maybe just some soreness and they don't lose her for a certain amount of time. Gabby Leach leading off this inning for Tennessee. It'll be 3-4-5. Leach 0 for 2 today.
And Andy, going back to that Carlin Pickens injury earlier into the game, where you don't want to call an injury because we're not definite about why she was holding her arm, but this Tennessee team hasn't seemed phased.
Johnson gets the strikeout, out number 1 of Leach.
Maya Johnson just going back to that changeup that's been so effective all game, pulling the string on Gabby Leach. She's way out in front of it. I've been loving the stuff from Maya Johnson. I knew coming in how elite of a pitcher she is, but to see her mixing it and changing up every single batter, most elite pitchers, they have a go-to pitch, and they have been elite at that pitch, and that's why they're successful. Maya Johnson has 3 or 4 that she could go to for the strikeout.
10 strikeouts for Johnson today. Elsa Morrison, a fly ball, fielded by Balsiger, and that is the second out. And Maya Johnson has won every start that she has thrown this year. It has been just almost an improbable feat to get a win off of her, but again, it goes to show how much they're going to rely on her. This is what she's doing against the #1 team in America. Conference play starts this weekend for Belmont against University of Illinois Chicago, and again, expect Johnson just to be a problem in the Missouri Valley this year.
And that's what Coach Matthews told us of. This is kind of their last game before they get into conference play, when they have that enormous target on their back, and she's been so excited for this game because they're playing as the underdogs, and what's more fun and how can you play as free as possible? That's one way of when people don't expect you to win this game and you can come out and just compete to the best of your ability.
2 outs, it's Taylon Holly, 0 for 2. Tennessee freshman down 1-2 in the count. Nothing going for the Lady Vols here in this insurance inning. Lays off that one from Johnson.
And even when Johnson throws a pitch and it hits the dirt, that is still changing the eye level and the timing of the batter. So it might not seem to be effective to us up here, but for Tay Holly in the box, now she has to worry about a down and hard when she just saw a changeup.
That 2-2 swung, foul tipped into the mitt. Strikeout 11 for Johnson to end the inning. Tennessee scoreless.
Maya Johnson fooled Tay Holly with the changeup and then just had her behind on her timing, went up for the rise ball for the strikeout.
Top of the 7th. It has been a quiet run production day here in this midweek battle in state, Tennessee and Belmont. We knew runs were going to be at a premium, and one might be the difference. Aaron Newer has been fantastic for Tennessee after Carlin Pickens had to exit with an apparent injury. Sage Margetko put a pair on. Aaron Newer since has calmed the waters and looks to close things down here tonight.
And even her demeanor on the mound since she's come in has been super calm, cool, and collected. If you weren't to see the scoreboard, you might think that Tennessee has an enormous lead by the way she's pitching so freely. With just one run lead, oftentimes pitchers, they tense up. They're afraid to make a mistake because one swing can tie the game, but not the case for Aaron Newer.
0-2 chopper, and it is foul. Maddie Balsinger will lead things off for the Bruins. Balsinger, Bloom, and Vanderwood due up. As Belmont down to their last 3 outs, tying run will be at the plate, just down a run. Another 0-2 on the way here for Aaron Newer. And found back. Newer's.
If you're Belmont in this situation, you can't think about being just one swing away from tying the ball game. You really have to think about the pass the bat mentality because Aaron Newer doesn't give up very many long balls.
Only one hit off Aaron Newer for Belmont. Just 2 hits in this game. Newer in 3 2/3 has 6 strikeouts, no walks, no runs allowed. Good battle back here for Maddie Balsinger.
Coach Matthews told us going into the game that Maddie has such a high IQ. And you can tell by that take, just staying calm in the box in this clutch moment.
Balsinger has run the count full, looking to get aboard as the leadoff here in this decisive top of the 7th. 3-2 swung on and missed. Aaron Newer, the punch out, her 7th.
Aaron Newer just bearing down in the 7th inning, putting some spin on this ball coming in towards the batter Balsinger. She has struck out batters in multiple ways, and I think that's one of the first time we've really seen it tail into the right-handed batter. She tends to go up more, but something Balsinger just hadn't seen.
All the pressure in the world on that delivery as well. One off pitch there, and you start to really think in this inning. 1 up, 1 down. Brenna Bloom, Bruin catcher in. That's on the ground. Fall across the diamond for out number 2.
Aaron Newer this time utilizing her defense, and Bella Faw just looking real smooth there at shortstop. Karen Weekly says that she's one of the best shortstops she's ever seen here at Tennessee. And she just makes every play look easy, especially that one. She went and got that short hop coming off the bat of Bloom.
Coming into this night, you maybe expected it to be Maya Johnson versus Carlin Pickens the full way. Instead, you got what Tennessee expects to throw at every team they face, and that is the full staff. Vanderwood on the ground, Dodge has it, and that's the game. Tennessee is 20-0. A shutout win using all 3 pitchers tonight.
Tennessee just showing why they are #1, and it's because they have the depth in the circle. You hate to see it when your ace, Carlin Pickens, has to leave the game due to a potential injury, but the clutch hitting from Ella Dodge, the magnificent defense, and then just the depth in the circle with Sage Margetko and Aaron Newer coming in. What a game, Andy. What a game.
We knew it would likely come down to one run, and a good sign seeing Carlin Pickens out in the handshake line for Tennessee. They obviously are hoping for good news, and a Belmont team that goes into the Missouri Valley Conference as one of the favorites for a reason. Maya Johnson, fantastic outing, 11 strikeouts, but it's Aaron Newer and Tennessee getting the win. 20-0 start going into SEC play. Riley West and Andy Bronk, along with the rest of our crew, saying so long here tonight from Knoxville.